back to Double Down University. I'm back with you guys with another soccer prospects video. And today I will be taking you on 2 flights with me to watch some soccer in Germany. And the second flight is to Spain. And I have 5 props in total for you guys. So let's get into it. First one is Faris Chabi over 4.5 crosses. The next one is John Nicholas Bestie over 7.5 crosses. The next one is Alex Grimaldo over 1.5 shots. And the next one is TD, as I'm going to call him today, over 1.5 shots. He plays for Celta Vigo, as well as Kim Ming Jae, over 1.5 interceptions. So let's get into it. I'm going to knock out the cross guys first. So the 2 top ones that are dealing with crosses, I'm going to knock those out first. So let's start off with John Nicholas Bestie. So with him, the one thing that stands out to me is that he takes all set pieces. As you can see, he took 94 of their possible corners, and the next closest guy is 17 as Florian Pick. So he takes all the set pieces as well as corners. So that's a huge boost to us because if they do get fouled and set up a lot of free kick chances, he will be taking those crosses and trying to get those into the box. If it's close enough, or if it's really close, he'll probably take a shot. But I really like him in this spot. For one, because he takes all the set pieces. The second thing is that when looking at his numbers, so in this game, Heidenheim is projected to have 4 to 5 corners, and the reason how I know that is because I went to the your local sports books. Some of them have corner props, some of them don't, but I know with FanDuel they do. So this is just a projection. This is not an indefinite, or it's not saying that it will happen, but just predicting, based on the matchup, what they will have. So they're projected, like I said, between 4, as you can see, over 3.5 and over 4.5 at plus minus 110. Minus 210. So they're projected anywhere between 4 to 5 corners. So with that being said, he has to get 8 crosses. So if you're getting 4 to 5 corners, that should be 5 crosses off the bat. If they are regular corners where they're crossing to the box, not short corners where you basically pass it to one of your teammates that comes out of the box and provide some help to be able to cross the ball in. So let's say he's projected to have 5 corners, right? So looking at his game logs, you can kind of add in a filter. So that's what I normally do. So for crosses, let's say anything 3 or more crosses in a game. Let's look and see how many crosses he's had when he's had games where he had 3 or more corners. And he has went over this line in every game except for 3 games this year. But icing on the cake is if they get 4 crosses, or 4 corners, I should say. He has hit this line every game except for once this year. So I really like him in this spot to be able to get the benefit of the doubt of getting 4 corners to boost up his corners, or his crosses, I should say. So I like him in this spot as well. And then we can also take a look here at some more, numerical things. Let's see. Crosses. And let's look. So at home, crosses at home. Let's take a little deeper dive. So crosses at home, he's missed it only 1 time this year, as he has a 92% hit rate. He's only missed it in the Bochum game. So I really like him at home in this spot to be able to get 8 crosses. So I really like that one. Moving on to the next one, we have Faris Shabi. So same thing with him. He's also projected to get between 4 to 5 corners as well. Same way, same formula. Went to FanDuel, looked at it, and kind of found a middle ground of how many he should be expecting. And then another thing too with both of these teams. So I know with the first guy, John Nicholas, I looked at Freiburg is the team he's going up against. They've conceded 7 7 corners, excuse me. As you can see right here, they concede 7 corners away from home. And then same thing with Gladbach, who the next guy, Faris Shabi, is going up against. So against Gladbach, let's see if I can find them up here. Where are they? Which in Gladbach, so they give up 6. They concede 6 crosses or corners on the road as well. So that is a really good spot for both of them, and I'll show you why. So let's do the same thing for him. Add a filter in. So 3 to 4 crosses. So anything 3 or more. He's going over and hitting the line of 5 in every game except for 2 games this year. And then even forward, if he had 4 corners, He has hit this line in every game, so 3 out of 3 in games where he had at least minimum of 4 corners. So I really, really like this outcome for both of them. Now, granted, he is a striker, so another way you can look for this too is that you can look for most likely under his shots, because if he's taking corners, he's not going to be in the box to get those free shots off of a set piece. So you can go under on his shots as well if you want to. And then let's look at him further as well into his crosses. Let's see. Crosses. And all right. Only thing about him is that he plays less minutes, so he plays around 74 minutes. But he should be able to get that in that elapsed time. He could play a full 90 as well. That could be a realm of possibilities as well. So let's go to his crosses. And then he is also has the benefit of the doubt of playing at home. So let's look at that. So home. Let's see how he fares. So he's only missed this line twice this year at home. Over 4.5 crosses. As you can see, he's went way over in every matchup except for the 2 matchups. One against Bayern Munich, which is tough because they are a huge ball possession team, so they're not getting many chances unless it's on the counterattack to be able to get corners and set pieces to be able to go over this line. And same thing with Dortmund. They're a really tough team as well. They hold majority possession as well. So I could see why he struggled in those 2 spots, but I think this is a really good spot for him as well. And then granted, the team that he's facing, they give up 6 to 7 corners on the road. So I like this spot for him as well. So I like both of these guys' crosses. Moving forward to Alex Grimaldo. So Alex Grimaldo, he is in a good spot because for one, and I'll give me 1 second to look at my notes to pull up his team stats. Give me 1 second. Okay, so for one, his team has a home best in the league at 65% possession. So compared to Bochum's 44% possession. So they're going to hold a lot of possession, and what that means is they will spend a lot of time in the opposition half. So a lot of opportunities for him to get shots, as well as Bochum concedes the 8th most shots in Bundesliga at 16.6. So that's another good spot for him as well. His team is top 3 in shots at home and top 3 in shots on target at home, at shots at 19.1, and then shots on target at 8.1. So he's in a really good spot to be able to get 2 shots. He is like a left back slash winger. So he can play any range of positions on the outside, on the left flank, and I will show you guys in a second. So yep, so as you can see, he sits right here on this left side. One thing about Bayern is I think they like to play off of that side a lot. Let me see if I can go to their breakdown. Bayern Leverkusen, there's Bochum. Yep, so they like to basically play through the middle, and they like to attempt a lot of through balls, short passes, possession football. And this team, Bochum, they like to attack down the left-hand side, attempt crosses very often. So this plays into his hands of getting a lot of direct free kicks, as well as attacking on the wings, which is where he will be positioned at. That's one of their benefits as well. And then as I just recently said, they struggle with keeping possession because they only possess the ball 44% of the time on the road. So I really, really like him to be able to get shots off in this spot. So this is a good environment for him. He fairly plays full 90 minutes. He doesn't really come out too often, and I'll kind of look at that in a second. But his numbers, his metrics are really, really good. As you can see here, he averages 2.10 shots. He's in the 99th percentile for strikers in this league. And he's also 0.71, so 70% of the time he gets a shot on target. He's close to 1 shot at target per game. Shot on target percentage is actually 34%. He does take long shots, which is to our advantage as well, because the 16-yard box is the box in soccer. So basically, where my cursor is, this little 16-yard box, which is basically every team tries to get shots inside the box as opposed to outside of the box because it's more difficult to shoot outside of the box, but he has range. So all we need is shots, whether it's a block shot or a long shot that misses. That just shows that his willingness to shoot at 61 feet. 61 yards out, as opposed to just 16 yards out. So it doesn't have to be a perfect, pass, and he has to be in perfect position to shoot the ball. He's a willing shooter. So I like that about him as well. So if he runs and plays the full 90, he should be able to capture this as well. We can look at his peripherals as well for his stats. So Mr. Grimaldo, let me see, where are you? Grimaldo. Okay, so Alex Grimaldo, his shots, and is he home or away? Leverkusen, they are at home. So let's look at his home numbers. Then with Leverkusen, not Benfica. So he is a really good, strong hit rate as well. He's averages 2.3 during this stretch at home. Median is 2. He's went over this in every game except for 4 games so far in his young career at home with the new team. So I like him in this spot to be able to take 2 shots. Then moving on to our other shot prop is Tagos Devoskus, or TD as I like to call him today. I really like his shot prop for one of 2 reasons. For the first reason is that he is another willing shooter, and then also Diego Aspas last game got red carded off. So what that means is that he will miss today's match. And the one boost to him as well is he will probably play a full 90 because of that. Because any game that I was looking through his recent game log is that any game that he's been subbed off early, so in the 72nd minute and then in the 69th minute, he's both times been substituted by Diego Aspas, who's coming off the bench in those 2 games. So he doesn't have that risk of coming off for him. So he should play the full 90 next to Strand Larsen. Normally Strand Larsen will get taken off first, more so than Aspas, if he wasn't in the lineup. And I'll kind of show you guys their lineup, what they're thinking about going with. Yep, so Larsen and TD is starting up top. So that should be a really good spot for him as well. One thing about Villarreal, and give me a second, I'm scroll back through my notes. I had it written down here somewhere about Villarreal. And okay, here it is. So Villarreal, they give up the most shots conceded in La Liga. So in Spain, they give up the most shots at home to opposing teams. So that's a good spot for him. The only thing that concerns me and scares me, I've watched this Celta Vigo team for like a couple weeks now, and just watching the way that they play, a lot of times they can get lost in spells of transition where they don't really possess the ball too much, and they have a disadvantage in possession, as Villarreal is top 6 in possession at 54% at home, and then Celta Vigo is the second worst in La Liga at possessing the ball away at 36%. So that could be, a reason why he's at 1.5. But I think if he plays the full 90, he should be able to get at least a couple chances to be able to shoot. And then also looking at his charts as well. Let's do the same thing for him. Let's see. So he's at a 75% hit rate of going over 1.5, and then he is the benefit of the doubt away from home. So that's where he tends to get most of his shots, is away from home, as he's only missed this in 4 games as well. Out of his how many home games he had? Like 16 home games. So I really like this as well for him. He averages 2.2, and the median is 2, so that's safe as well. So I think he benefits and gets those 2 shots. We can go and look at his a little deeper. Let's see. Has a crazy name. DOU. Here he is. Okay, let's look at his metrics. So he averages 2.9 shots a game, so almost 3 shots a game. And he is another one that is not afraid to shoot it, as his shot average distance is 12 yards. So he's mostly, a lot of his shots is in the box. He probably will take set pieces from time to time, being as though Diego Aspas is not there, and that's what he normally does. Either him or Strand Larson will take the set pieces. So I really like his shots as well. And then last but not least is Kim Ming Jae. I like his interceptions, and part of the reason why is because Bayern, they are one of the top teams in the league as far as possessing the ball, so they will have a large majority of the ball. And then when they do get lose possession and get taken out of possession, and excuse me one second, let me go back through my notes. Okay, so Bayern are fifth best team at home at 58% possessing the ball at home. First in shots on target, last in fouls for, so they don't get a lot of fouls called their way, uh, basically for set pieces and things of that nature. But one thing about Wolfsburg is that they are pretty much even as far as possession, like maybe 7-8 points difference between Bayern and Wolfsburg, as they are 49% possession on the road. But one thing about them is that they struggle with shooting. They only have 11.6 shots, which is 11th in the league at shots. So I can see them trying to get everything on the counterattack. And then also Kim Ming Jae just being able to intercept two passes from, from somebody that's trying to get past the back line. Another thing too that works in our favor as well for this matchup, and I'll see if I can go back. Let's see here. So for this Bayern matchup, Wolfsburg likes to play down the right-hand side. Let's see if I can show you guys. Yep. So Wolfsburg like to attack down the right-hand side. And then if I pull up the lineup for today, that is exactly where Kim Ming Jae will be lined up. As you can see, he's on this right-hand side right here. So if you were to split the pitch in half, he would be on this side. So this is the right-hand side. This is the left-hand side. I know sometimes, when you look at it, it could be kind of flipped. But this is the most sides that they like to play all their passes and things down that side. As you can see, we'll pull it up for last game. Let's see, Wolfsburg. Okay, so against Freiburg, Wolfsburg. Let's see. So as you can see, they play down the right-hand side 40% of the time as opposed to the left-hand side at 33%. So that gives him ample opportunities throughout the whole 90 minutes. He should play a full 90 minutes because he is a central defender. So most of the time they don't get subbed off unless they get carded and the coach is scared that he's going to get a red card. So he'll pull him that way. But I don't think that will happen. Kim Ming Jae is a pretty solid defender. He doesn't do any erratic things to be able to pick up cards. Now, granted, he can be, given a card if he's just going aggressive in on the tackle or something to save a scoring chance or scoring opportunity. But I just think that this is a good spot for him, and then they play perfectly into his hands to be able to come down the right-hand side so he can get his 2 interceptions. And then we can also look at his charts as well. And then that is our last prop, and I will go back over them and be able to recite them back to you guys so you guys can lock those in as well. So his interceptions, he has a 55% hit rate on this, and they are playing at home. So let's switch this filter to home. So Bayern, and then at home. So he has actually hit this 3 times, 33% hit rate at home. Well, actually, no, this is wrong. That was his shots. Let's go to interceptions. Okay, there we go. So Bayern, and then at home. So he's hit this fairly 44% at home. But I just think this works in his favor. I'm not too big on the numbers as far as, him going over this line at home. But I think this is a solid play, especially as a 5th option for your 5-legger. So I really like this as well. So go back over them. So the first one is Ferris Choppy over 4.5 crosses. Jean Nicholas Bestie over 7.5 crosses. Alex Grimaldo over 1.5 shots, TD over 1.5 shots, and Kim Ming J over 1.5 interceptions. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.